Alright guys, welcome back to another video, and today I'm really excited. You guys are obviously here in my Disney room. You guys know about this Disney room. I created it and showcased a video on it for you guys before, and today we're adding something really cool. You guys know Disney is celebrating their Disney 100th anniversary and 100 years of magic, and they've had a lot of products coming out. I've gotten a few of them, which I'll be making a video next at the end of this week or the early next week showcasing all the products I got for Disney 100. But today we're actually doing a replacement TV. So for those of you guys who don't know, it's kind of crazy, but the TV that was in my Disney room was actually the last 1080p TV that I had in the house. It was a TV that I won years ago at work, and I actually was able to sell it for a couple of $100s, which is awesome, even all these years later. Because as soon as I saw this TV, it was the perfect TV for this room. This is the Disney 100th anniversary TV, as you guys are looking at here, from Samsung. Samsung basically partnered with Disney, and they made a 100th anniversary special edition TV. And there's a few things that this TV has that makes it, you know, quote unquote Disney. First of all, I've never had a frame TV before. For you guys who don't know about Samsung frame TVs, essentially it looks like it's a picture frame on the wall. I've never even seen one in person, so I'm already excited to open this up with you guys for the very first time. But there's also a Disney remote that's themed like Mickey. There's also 100 different posters of Disney on the actual TV. There's a cool startup sound that the TV makes when it first powers on, and a couple of other things as well with the actual frame that we'll showcase while this thing is you know, outside the box. So we're going to go ahead and unbox this together a little bit, and then I'm also going to showcase the TV on the wall and everything, so I'm excited to put this into the room. So let's go ahead and get into the video.
Gaming tech, eating brekkie is the gaming tech. Going for a brekkie is the gaming tech. Gaming tech is the gaming tech. Gaming techie.
So here we are with the TV. We're going to open this up for the very first time. And as you guys can see with this TV, it is a 55-inch TV that we're taking a look at here. Let's go ahead and put these scissors here to the side. And you can see that there is some Disney branding on here. You can see the Mickey over here. You can see the frame Disney Edition big box there with the Disney logo there at the top. So that's cool to see. Actually, we have some tape over here, so we're going to have to use the scissors again to go ahead and open this up really easily. I believe, if I'm not mistaken, there's actually another box within this box. If I remember seeing someone else's unboxing that was on here. And I am correct. So there's a box within a box. So we're going to go ahead and take this out of the box here. So we're going to go ahead and start unboxing this here together to see what we have going on. As you can see here. So the first thing that we have here is some wrapping over here, and we have Disney 100 with Samsung right here, as you guys are looking at, which is really cool. I'm assuming that's probably the frame. Then we have the stand, which we won't be using because we'll be putting this on the wall. And then we have the accessories, which we'll take a look at later. And then the actual instruction guide right here. Now, these TVs are usually real easy to just lift. Just like that. And now we can put the box to the side. And then here we go. We got this right here on top, so we're going to go ahead and remove it. Again, this is a 55-inch TV. They do make this in 55, 65, and 75. I had a 55 in this room before, so it felt like the perfect fit. And these things are limited quantities as well. They're not selling these things forever. This is something that is only going to be sold for a little while until supplies last. As a matter of fact, the last time I looked, I think the first time that they released these TVs, they sold out back in September. And then they brought them back one more time in October, and they're still in stock now. And they have the 75 inches already out of stock from the last time I looked. So only the 55 and 65, the last time I looked, remains. So these things are selling fast if you want them, and they're definitely a limited edition. So here is the wall mount, which we're definitely going to be using. This is the One Connect box, which we'll talk about later on how these TVs work with this. And then, of course, the TV itself. Now, what I'm going to do now, obviously, I don't like the TV is obviously out right here. Basically, what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and place the wall mount on the actual wall and place the TV, and then we'll come back to this video so you guys can see it all up on the wall, and then we'll talk about all the accessories and the features that I talked about before in a little bit more detail. All right, guys, the TV is officially on the wall here, so it is now time to put the bracket on. So you guys remember, and actually the mounting was pretty easy. It comes with a template like a lot of TVs now do, where you kind of like get a piece of tape and you put it on the wall and you just screw the holes into whatever it's actually telling you to. So it took about an hour or so just because I was doing it by myself. But it looks really good now, and you can tell these frame TVs are supposed to be super thin, obviously, so it looks like a frame. It is super thin. It doesn't go completely against my wall here, just because my wall is not exactly perfectly straight across, which they did say that that's usually the case. But it is pretty goddamn close to being really thin. And it's, for those of you guys who watched my previous video of this room, when I had the Disney room tour, is night and day compared to any other TV I have in the house, and the one that's in here too, as far as being against the wall. So it definitely looks really, really good. I've never seen one of these TVs in person, these frame TVs, and they definitely, I haven't even turned it on yet. Of course, we're going to do it together, but first impressions are it looks really good on the actual, wall, and it looks really close to the actual wall, the way it mounted and everything. The mounting brackets were pretty easy. Now, a couple of things we got to talk about, but first we're going to go ahead. We're not going to turn anything on yet. You guys remember that silver box that I was talking about? The one that said Disney100 on it from Samsung? That is actually the frame. You can see some really cool artwork on it. Disney100 right there. That comes with a card inside as a certificate, and then it has that logo there. And this is the frame, the silver frame that I'll show you guys, that basically goes around the TV. So instead of being black like you see right here, it's going to be all silver. So I'm going to go ahead and do that right now, and I'll be right back. All right, guys, so the frame is actually put on now. It's a little dark in this room, unfortunately, because I only have one light bulb in here. So sorry about that, but you can see the silver frame that I was talking about. And this is the silver frame that went on top of the TV. It was really easy because it's magnetic, and it has a really clean look to it with the magnetic silver sleek look that really makes it now pop when you come in here, and it really now makes it look like a frame. I think the silver frame bezel made it from looking like a TV a little bit in front to now looking like a picture frame, because the silver kind of makes it blend in like a nice picture frame. And then one of the other special things about the Disney100 edition, as you can see right there, it says Samsung Disney100 on the actual frame there. So that's like an embroidering on the actual TV that you'll see. That's the only embroidering on the actual TV that you'll see. And I just powered it on. I didn't do anything else. I literally turned on by itself as soon as the power was plugged in, and I had that installed. Now, one of the things I wanted to mention here that was also in that box that we were looking at with the frame is it also comes with this cool little card. As you can see here, it says Samsung Disney100. And then when you open it up, it just has a certificate of authenticity to show that this TV is legit and actually is part of the Disney100 Samsung collection, which I think is pretty cool to have as part of your collection here in my Disney room. Now, one of the things that this TV is known for, and you guys probably can't see, I had most of my cables from my old TV were kind of hiding in here as much as I could because I didn't have anything built into the wall. And you can see this TV is only a singular cable that gets plugged in for everything. HDMI, power cable, everything. It's literally that cable right there. It's a really thin cable. It's white. It's hard to see. And I have it, obviously, most of it's hiding right there. And here it is right here, kind of coming out of it. I still got to organize these cables, of course, afterwards, that are going to kind of go back there behind my glass shelf, so they're out of sight, kind of going along right there, which I got to do afterwards. But I do also have to hide this. This is the Samsung Connect box. So this is how the TV and the frame is able to be so thin up against your wall, is because there's no HDMI ports or anything on there. It's literally just a singular cable that comes from that TV, and that's it. So everything gets plugged into the Samsung Connect box. As you can see here, for the power and everything, you got the HDMI cables, you got Ethernet, you got the one connect cable, which is the white one we were just talking about, where it gets plugged into there, and then the power of this as well. So I'm gonna have to hide this box, obviously. Most people kind of put that in a shelf and stuff like that where they're hiding, but obviously I don't have any shelves here, because you guys see usually my red thing kind of sits there, which you'll see at the end of the video when I'm done. But yeah, so that's there. Keep in mind that that's something that you're gonna have to find a spot for when you have this TV. But if you get a clean look and you hide that away, you really got a TV here that really is clean looking. One of the other things that makes this TV, special Disney100 with Samsung is the actual remote itself. As you can see here, it looks like a hidden Mickey there on the remote, which is really cool right there with it looking like a little Mickey, and obviously the white. And what I really like about this remote, it actually charges itself. If it has sunlight and stuff like that, you'll see it has the solar power there on the back to actually charge your remote, so you don't ever have to change the batteries and stuff, which is really cool. And yeah, it's a really simple remote, but it has a sleek look to it. Of course, it has a Disney Plus there, right there, and Netflix and Samsung TV Plus and Prime Video sitting right there, right on the remote itself. And then as we're taking a look at the actual TV here that you guys are looking at, we are going to, for the first time, go ahead and proceed. I haven't seen anything on this. It powered on by itself, as I told you guys, and it's asking me what I want to do. How would you like to get started? Choose one with either a smartphone or the remote control. So I'm going to go ahead and choose the smartphone quick and easy here, because I do use smart things on my house like I talked about. So I'm going to go ahead and connect this to my smart things app and then come right back. All right, guys, so I got it set up on my phone here, and as you could just see, I had an update on the TV. As these TVs usually have, there's always an update going on. So it has now updated. It is now restarting the TV. And here we go with the TV powering on. Look at the nice little Disney100 animation. The nice sound effects. Very nice, very nice. And here we are on the actual interface of the actual TV. I mean, this is obviously a regular TV. It has your apps right here. If you want to, use apps and stuff like that, as you would expect, they're all right here. Use whatever you want. You got your popular searches. You got everything that you would want right here, of course, on your TV. This is a 4K TV. So obviously everything that you would expect from Samsung's TVs are really good. And then over here, they even have game mode. So this TV works really well for games as well. If you want to play games on here, they even got some free games on here. Play free with Samsung. You got Asphalt Legends, Moving Out, Overcooked 2, Cat Quest, random games like that. They even have the Xbox app, so you can go ahead and play Xbox right on this TV with a remote if you want to. So that's cool. If you want to play Xbox Game Pass games right there, you could pair a controller right to this TV directly, so that's awesome if you want to do that. So that's a really good way, and I like the little Samsung hub here that we have going on with all the popular games and kind of the popular services. I think that's pretty cool to have on here. And then, of course, what we're here for is the Art TV. So the whole point of this TV is to bring art when your TV is off. That's kind of the whole purpose of this TV, besides the fact that it's a Disney TV. But the whole point is that when you turn this TV off, you'll still have the art kind of displaying on it. Simply press the power button on your remote to turn the screen into art. Press and hold the power button if you want to turn it off. So you hold the power button if you want the TV completely off, or if you want to actually showcase your art, you just press it once really quickly. So this is like the first beginning screen of how art mode works here, and it's telling you send your photos to a TV via USB, or you can use the Smart Things app to send pictures that you may have to frame up on here, which is really cool. Put your screen into sleep. Put your screen into smart sleep. Adjust your settings if you want to on there. But obviously the whole reason of why we're here is, of course, the Disney and Marvel stuff on here. So you can see here we have the Walt Disney Animation Studios ones, you got the Pixar one, you got Marvel ones, and Star Wars, and National Geographic has 21 pieces of that as well. This is a subscription service. If not for the Disney ones, of course, you get over 100 pieces of art right here with these four, and then obviously the National Geographic as well. That's included with the TV, which we're going to showcase here in a minute. But obviously, if you want to see other pieces of art, as you're seeing here, you can subscribe to this. I believe it's $4.99 a month, and then you get different art all the time. It's kind of scrolling through. You can subscribe to like the top 20, a bunch of different landscape ones. You have a bunch of different art if you want that. But for me, all I care about is the Disney stuff. So unless if they start putting more Disney stuff into here besides what came on the TV that maybe like they add over time, then maybe I'd consider. But for me, obviously this being in the Disney room and why I bought the TV, I just want to see Disney art from these. So I'm not going to be subscribing to the service anytime soon. But let's go ahead and see exactly how this works here on how the art actually looks when you have it set up. So you can see here at the bottom here, you have the complimentary stuff that they give you, and then they have the sleep option. So let's go ahead and see sleep after, let's say, after you turn off the TV, let's say it goes to sleep after 4 hours. And then it also has motion detector. So if you actually pass by the TV and it detects no motion, it will also go to sleep. So that's cool. And then night mode, set the frame to turn off and on automatically as light is detected in the room. So that's another way to do it as well. So we're going to go ahead and leave that as is. And then we have art mode. Optimize the screen for your surroundings and enjoy an art with the unique image quality of the original. So we're not going to turn that off. We're going to, of course, leave that on. And you can reset your album and leave it as is. And then you have your album here with your pictures. You have dynamic filtering, auto art gallery, my shelf, board, and selecting photos and stuff. So for example, here is the Walt Disney Animation Studios one. So these are all the pictures that are on here. You got Wish. You got one from Tangled. A couple from Tangled, actually. Big Hero 6 has some. You got Princess and the Frog sitting right there. You got Encanto sitting right there. You got a Mickey Mouse one. You got another Tangled one, another couple Encanto. You got the Sorcerer's Apprentice, Pluto, True Mirror, and a couple of more Mickey ones here. So you can select any of these that you want. You can also hit more info, featuring 20 pieces of art from Walt Disney Animation Studios, including artwork from Wish, Tangled, Encanto, and more. So that's just telling you what that is. You could hit display all if you want to. And then you got the Pixar ones. Let's take a look in here and see what we have. So we have stuff from Inside Out, as you can see here. You got stuff from Coco. So really cool art. You got Turning Red right there. You got Toy Story 4, Onward, Ratatouille, Soul, Lightyear, Luca, Coco, Ratatouille, Onward, Toy Story, Inside Out, and some more Ratatouille stuff here. Then you got Marvel on here. So here's all your Marvel stuff with Iron Man, Doctor Strange, Captain America, Thanos. All these, obviously, from all the different pieces of artwork. These look fantastic, and we haven't even seen them full screen yet. And then, of course, you got your Star Wars, Mandalorian, bunch of Mandalorian stuff, of course, with it being their new TV show. Who's surprised? Star Wars A New Hope, Revenge of the Sith, Empire Strikes Back, New Hope. So you do got some stuff from the originals. Return of the Jedi, which is cool. And you got The Last Jedi and Return of the Jedi right there. So they do have a bunch of different ones on here. What I do hope, obviously, it seems like for the Walt Disney stuff and the Pixar stuff, they're obviously concentrating on movies that are a little bit more current. I would love to see them expand this, even if these are the only 100 that we get included with the actual TV. If they want to add more to Samsung's service and stuff like that to get people interested, I'd be all for that, as long as they keep adding on a constant cadence. But I'd love to see more stuff from even older stuff in the Pixar universe and stuff. But it is cool to have these and rotate through. So for the first time here, I'm actually going to full screen one of these and see these for myself on how good these actually look here. So you can just click on one, let it load, and it says here, press the select button for details. So what do we have? So you can go ahead and press this, and you can kind of, I guess, rotate through the images. You can view details. So it gives you details of the actual image, which is cool, showing you exactly where it's from and all that kind of stuff. You can favorite it. There's screen settings on here as well, so you can adjust the brightness, the color tone if you want to adjust it yourself. You can do that. And then there's also the matte color, so you can do it that way, or you can kind of frame it. So you can have it full screen, you can frame it around something, depending on how you want it framed, or it has like a little black border or a white border, or kind of like that, where it kind of would do something like this if this was framed this way. You can kind of mess around with it, so it could be framed like that. Obviously for me, I like that there's options like this, which is cool, that you can kind of mess around with this and on here, but I'd rather obviously have it full screen and kind of showcase the bezel here and get the highest resolution image here, for obvious reasons. But I will say that this looks fantastic. Obviously, I'm scrolling through this for the first time with you guys, and this looks awesome. Let's go ahead and actually turn the lights off here and see what this looks like in the dark. So here we are with the actual light off here, and this is really popping off the screen here. It really does look like a piece of art. As I come across here, I don't know how well it's coming across in the camera here, but when you're looking at this, the reason that this looks as good as it does and why it's called a frame TV and why this is a big deal about art from Samsung is because the whole purpose of this is that the TV is matte. So it has like, it's not a glossy TV like a lot of those glossy TVs are, and or OLEDs and stuff like that. So it really lets the art shine when it comes to kind of showcasing this on your wall. And some people will come by and look at it and literally think that it looks like a piece of art on the wall, even though it's actually a TV, because it looks that good. I mean, these images, from what I'm looking at, have a really sharp detail to them. You can kind of see the castle there in the background there. The images are looking really good on here. Let's go ahead and take a look at a couple of other ones here. Let's take a look at this one from Big Hero 6. Yeah, that looks fantastic on the screen there. It looks really, really good. Let's take a look at this one here. This one really pops as well off the screen. Like I said, it might not be coming across in the actual camera, but this has a really nice matte look where it really shines. And I could literally, this picture especially, out of all the ones I just saw, this one kind of pops the most as far as art goes, because when I'm standing next to it, I feel like it's like actually like, you know, painted right in front of me with this matte display. It looks really good. It doesn't even look like a TV when you're kind of passing by, because it looks like just a piece of art is hanging on your wall. And the you know, even when you're looking on the side and stuff like that, it still has a really good you know, look to the actual image while you're walking by it and stuff. It just looks really good while you're looking through these images and stuff like that. And then let's take a look at this black and white one here, for example. That looks like it's just like a black and white colored picture. Like someone literally has a wall with a painting that looks like it was, you know, done with pencil. When I'm looking at this in matte display, this doesn't even look like an image. It looks like somebody just, you know, scribbled right here and drew this right in front of me. So the image quality of these are really good, in my opinion, and they really do pop off the screen. And that's exactly what you would want from a TV like this. You know, and obviously it's the whole entire purpose of this TV, because you're going to want to, and I love that every time you go back, you hear that like Disney little animation sound. That's a little other piece that makes this TV a little different, is that anytime you go back from one thing to another, you'll hear that little animation sound. So that's just a little bit more of a quirk of the TV here, which I really like. And then let's full screen a couple of the Marvel ones. Fantastic looking. Iron Man popping off the wall there. It just looks so, so good. Like I said, obviously I've seen images on a TV before, but these have a different caliber of not only the quality is really good on these images, but just the matte display on this TV is making these shine through. This one is probably one of my favorites right now from the Marvel, for sure, because all the characters are on there. This will be one that definitely gets displayed, you know, for sure. I'm going to definitely favorite this one already. But that one looks really good. And I like how you can easily scroll through these images and look at them. Here's another one that has a bunch of the characters on it as well. Oh yeah, that looks freaking awesome. Yeah, these images have a really nice look to them, that you can kind of play with on here and stuff. They look super good. Obviously, some Pixar stuff. Let's take a look at Toy Story here. That looks really good with those pastel colors like that. Got Onward sitting right here. Awesome looking. Really, really cool stuff. Here's another one from Toy Story. I love Toy Story. Got Ratatouille. Oh, that one has a cool look to it with the way that they did that painting there, so that's really cool. And then, of course, we have the Star Wars one. We got the Mandalorian sitting here, which looks great. Got the classic Mandalorian there that I've seen before. Really sharp looking. Nice picture from the New Hope right there. So yeah, these pictures all look fantastic, and I think it's a great addition to, you know, this room and stuff like that. And I'll definitely be messing around with this TV. So yeah, guys, that is my, you know, quick overview of the actual Disney TV. So let's go ahead and wrap up with some final thoughts here. So I think this goes perfectly with my actual Disney room. You guys know, with these frames right next to it that I've had framed for a while, along with my Disney collectibles, and Happily Ever After, all my favorite Disney Channel movies, the rides. This is our guest room for Be Our Guest. And obviously what I had before in here with the Disney bed and everything, and classic Disney TV for watching some of the old DVDs and stuff. This TV obviously is fantastic. This isn't necessarily a review of the actual technology of the TV. Obviously, there's better people out there that do that, but I will say this is a 4K TV, and it has all the latest features of the Samsung, stuff with when the QLED and all that kind of stuff. It has 120 hertz for video games, so you can play video games on here at 120 hertz. That stuff is all in here. Has HDR10 and all that kind of stuff is all in here. So, all the latest stuff that you would expect from a Samsung TV of this caliber. The TV did cost $1,700, but I did get it for much cheaper than that, luckily. I got a discount through employment. I also got a discount by selling my old TV, so I kind of, that helped a little bit getting this price down, and a couple of other discounts that I was able to find online. So I did get this TV for substantially cheaper than that. Which I'm really, really happy with, because, like I said, this was a 1080p TV in this room. And this was the perfect TV. I never had plans to upgrade that 1080p TV because this was a guest room. But the reason I wasn't in here too much is because, obviously, I'm not going to watch my stuff on a 1080p TV. So I never really came in here. But now, this Disney room, not only is it a guest room when people come over, and I love the way that it looks, but this was perfectly made for, someone like me to have a Disney room, to have this TV in here. And as soon as I saw it, I knew I wanted it. And I was able to get one at 55 inches, and it looks fantastic in here. And now, I kind of have designated areas for what I do, when I'm in my office, I'm playing PC games and doing VR and stuff like that. When I'm in this room, it's anything Disney related that I'm watching. If I'm watching Disney DVDs that are on DVDs, you see me watching it on there, or VHS or stuff like that. It gets played on there. If you see me watching stuff, on Disney, that I have, or things on Disney Plus and stuff like that, I'm going to be in this room now and enjoying this TV because it's going to look fantastic, and I can't wait to watch it, like I will tonight. And then other rooms, like in the living room and stuff like that, with a giant projector that I have, of course, I'll go in there and watch, big giant movies that are not Disney related that I don't want to watch in here. So each room has a designated reason to exist, in my opinion, and where I watch things depending on what my mood is and what I want to do. And this is just a great addition to this room, not only for what it actually has, but just the ambience of this room. And literally, I feel like they made this TV for me. I was like, hey, Carlos is making a Disney room this year, so let's go ahead and give him a TV that matches perfectly. So final thoughts on the TV after all my rambling I just did. So again, this is not a TV, a review of the technology itself, but more of a review of the fact that it's a Disney TV from Samsung. And for that, like I said, obviously don't buy this TV unless if you need a TV like I did, that you need to upgrade and stuff, unless if you're a huge Disney fan, or you can get it cheaper like I did. But some of the things that make it Disney, like we talked about, is the animation when it first powered on that you guys saw when you booted up, the Disney100 logo when the TV first turned on. You guys saw it throughout the video. That was pretty cool. Anytime you go in and out of an app and stuff like that, it makes that Disney noise that you guys heard. That's a cool touch. Obviously, all the artwork that comes with the TV, which is obviously the whole point of a frame TV, is the artwork. And as a person who has never seen a Samsung frame TV, this TV is now my favorite in the house to show off. Even though I have a projector in the house and all that kind of stuff, having artwork shown on this TV when someone comes over and stuff like that, they're going to be surprised on how good the artwork looks, but just how thin the TV looks on the wall, how sleek everything looks. It looks fantastic. So I'm really happy with the frame TV in general. Obviously, it also came with the silver frame that you guys saw me put on here, which I really do think gives it a really nice and sleek look, as opposed to having the regular black look that every TV in America has. This gives it more of a frame look, which is fantastic. And it also has that logo there on the side that says Disney100, which is awesome, from Samsung right there. It's a little hard to see with the light, but it has that little logo right there. So that's really cool, that it has there. And then, of course, we also have the remote as well. That kind of has like a hidden Mickey right there, and it kind of matches the theme of it. Which is really cool. So I think that's everything the TV has as far as it being, why is this TV Disney? So you got the remote, you got the frame, you got the Disney100, embroidery on the side of the actual frame, it being silver. You got the artwork that it comes with. You got the little sounds that it makes. You got the logo that pops up. Obviously, I also showed you guys the card that I got that kind of gives you, the certificate of authenticity, which comes with the TV, which I will definitely be holding on to and kind of displaying over there, which is really cool. So you have a certificate of authenticity for that. And then, of course, it does have the casing of all the boxes and stuff, like this one here where it had the Mickey Mouse on it and the Disney100 and the box and stuff. To be honest, I'm not going to be keeping that stuff because that's just too big of a box for me to keep. It is really cool. that it does have that Disney 100, as you guys can see here as we come in here, that it has the Mickey Mouse right there with the frame. I really do like it, but it's just not something I can obviously keep here. The box doesn't even have a bottom because these TVs usually you just lift like you guys saw me do, I think. So there's not even a bottom portion of it. It is really cool, but unfortunately it's not something I'm going to be keeping, but it is something cool to unbox and showcase to you guys that they took the time into, you know, putting Disney 100 and doing all the different logos on the box there and on this box here with the actual frame that it came with. So really, really cool stuff, guys. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. This is a long one here. Hopefully, I covered everything that you guys wanted to know about this Disney TV and the frame TV. I'm super, super impressed with the actual frame TV itself, and I can't wait to watch some stuff on it. And I'm really happy with it fitting the vibe of the Disney TV. Yes, the price in and of itself isn't going to be worth it if you're just looking at the Disney features because, you know, at the end of the day, it's just a silver backing with some logos and some noises that the TV makes when it starts up and the artwork and stuff. But for Disney fans like me or for a Disney theme room like this, it is the perfect fit, especially if you're looking for a TV right now. These are limited edition. So if you want one, you got to hop on it. The last time I looked, the 75 inches were already gone, and the 55 inch is the one I got, and they have a 55 and a 65, but once they're gone, according to them. This is their second round, and there won't be any more unless if you go to the secondhand market. So that is, you know, something to keep in mind here. So, all right, guys, I think that wraps up the videos, guys, on this. If you guys have any questions about anything you guys have seen, as always, leave it down below. If not, thank you guys for watching. Until next time.